AOR Oceania, where today we're here for the Malaysian Grand Prix, round 12 of the season, and today, well, the title could be decided. I'm joined once again by guests. How are we doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be back from our week break of F1 content. I'm sure you guys have been missing it as much as we are. Last time about we were in Austria, where Ryan take a fantastic win there, and Ryan could win the championship today if he scores 5 points or higher, so 7th place over Warden. Unfortunately, Ben is not going to be with us today, so he can't win the championship, but it is between Ryan and Warden, so it's a two-way fight. So Mercedes and Ferrari, it looks like a real life championship battle between Mercedes and Ferrari. Am I right?
Yeah, it certainly does. And as you said, Warden, he has to win this race to stay within a chance of winning the title. The gap to Ryan is 95 points now. So if he were to come second, wherever Ryan finished, he would win the title. Yeah, Ryan, all he needs is P7 today. And, well, his worst result of the season is P6 so far. Obviously, that came at a very, very interesting British Grand Prix quite a while ago now. It's strange to think, obviously, we're going to try not to jinx him today, but, you know, he'll certainly be wanting to win that title, as well as Mercedes, as you said, could also win the Constructors' Championship even. They need to outscore Ferrari by 6 points today. That'll be a bit of a tall order, obviously, with them only having one Mercedes car in this race relative to the two Ferraris there. But still, it's certainly possible if something does go wrong for, you know, both Ferrari cars in this race. But obviously, we'll sort of look at the championship when we get further into this race weekend. But in terms of qualifying today, it seems fairly good conditions around this Malaysian Grand Prix circuit. Pole time will be a low to a mid-30, I'd imagine. I think so. We'll be seeing sort of around, you know, I think a sub 30.5 will be a very, very good lap from these guys. And obviously, Ryan will want to be getting that pole. But we have got a new driver as well in this series now. We've got VFens as well now racing in the Sauber. Coming in after his final race in the AOL last season was actually here at Malaysia. So he's going to be returning once again to this track. And he'll be looking to come in with a bit of an impact. I've raced him personally in the past, but still, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how he stacks up against these guys today.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. It's interesting to see how new people do face. And they usually do very, very well. But as you can see, we have all of the drivers today have been fitted on the super soft tyres. So the top 10 will probably race on these super soft tyres going into the race, because that's what you have to do. So I wonder how they've been practicing since the week break. Maybe they've been sweating it. Maybe they've just been getting time to relax. Because I don't think many people from the Oceania went to Silverstone except Ben, but Ben went to Silverstone, but I think everyone else was still, and we see Williams of Fevolution has spun there into that corner there, so maybe he'll have to start his lap again. But we got two people who have just set a lap time. We got Greek Master 1:31.4. HO just came in there with a 1:31.7, so some bank laps at the moment. We could expect to see a lot of faster times from these guys, because I think everyone's on an out lap except Berserk and Poms from the win there. I think Berserk is looking to score some good points there to make sure the championship fight for the constructors is taken to the last few races, so that should be interesting as well. So make sure you get involved in the YouTube chat if you want to predict who you think is going to get on pole. But I think a lot of contenders, I think, for pole, possibly Ryan, again, probably Warden, and maybe Greek Masters in with a shot as well.
Yeah, certainly. I was just going to talk about Greek Master. He was actually on the original pole before Fens went and stole his party. And unfortunately, last time out in Austria, he did have a very, very tough weekend. But before then, you know, he'd really, really improved to 4th and a 5th place at Italy and Singapore. He's done really, really well in recent weeks. But yeah, Fens currently on pole, but I think Ryan goes up into P2 there, as I think we've, so Ryan up into P2, just over a 10th off Fens, so maybe the conditions aren't quite as good as I originally thought they were. You know, maybe the times, you know, we might just see a couple of people sneak in to the 30s. It's a little bit hard to guess, you know, sometimes with the track temp and things like that. But yeah, Fens currently on pole in the Sauber, and Sauber currently have P1 and P3 on the grid here, which would be very, very good for them, obviously, if they were able to take that through in the race.
Yes, it would. Just like Charles Leclerc was doing very well in real life, but not as good as this. Absolutely incredible from them, and especially from a new driver as well. So if he gets pole today, then it's probably going to put a lot of pressure on Ryan. We know Ryan; he's good at setting faster lap times at the last minute, and we could see some new interesting battles coming up at the moment. So that will be very, very good. And I think Fender's going into the pits right now. I think that's what most people are doing at the moment. But I think there's a few other people setting a lap time as well. We got Warden as well, probably going to the pits as well. So that should be interesting as well. I'm looking out for Neil Triendome as well, seeing how he does. He did well last time about as well. And hoping to get a majority of these drivers actually finishing this race, because that's an achievement in itself, to be honest. And the midfield is more important as well. Who is best of the rest after the Mercedes and the Ferrari? It is anyone's court at the moment on who's going to be the best of the rest, but we will have to wait and see what happens. And it is quite a hard track, but not as hard as some other tracks in this game. So this could be an interesting qualifying coming up.
Yeah, I was just actually on board with Poms for the win. He seems to be one of the only drivers on his laps. And, well, he's currently obviously down in P15. He hasn't set a lap yet. He's actually on the set of these soft tyres as well. So he seems to be the only driver that's sort of taken that gamble in the early stages of this session. He made a bit of a mistake through the S section, through the double right-hander, just after the S section even. So he has lost a huge chunk of time on this lap, and you know he's renowned for his tap steering, and he's still using that right now as he comes down on towards the back straight here. So it's going to be interesting to see where he slots in at this moment in time on that set of the harder compounded tyres. Drives it down into the final hairpin. They want to break just after the 100 meter board and out of the final corner. They're down towards the line. Want to make sure you give yourself a nice straight run to the line, and it goes up into P13. So 1 minute 33.5 there. He did, as I said, made a couple of big mistakes there, so I imagine he could have probably been about on the cusp of the top 10 there. And obviously for him, if he was going to be able to use that harder compounded tyre at the start of the Grand Prix, that could work out very, very well for him. But obviously at this moment in time, we do not know what the race conditions will be like because, well, as we've seen in the past, obviously I think most famously in recent years, 2009, which now I've said that I've realised is near enough a decade ago. That makes me feel very, very old. But yeah, Malaysia, it can have some interesting weather. I think we can both agree.
Yes, it could rain like any second. Even though it's sunny right now, people qualifying on the softs, it could be a hint that it might be raining. But we don't know the weather. They do. So that's what makes it so exciting. The weather could change people's strategies, and they could maybe suit them or maybe not suit them. There may be some people not good on the wets as they are on the dries, but you never know with these sort of conditions. So we've got 3 minutes left on the clock, thereabouts. So we are looking to see probably some faster times from these guys. Maybe we can see the top guys running in the 130s, maybe late 130s. But I haven't seen much pole times here because I haven't commentated on this before. But it should be very, very interesting for these guys. And yeah, I am literally very excited about that. And we got HR things on a lap at the moment. Oh no, he's on his out lap, so we won't be following him. But I think Rain's on a faster lap.
Rain is on a lap.
Yeah, we can read each other's minds. How cool is that? But yeah, he is on a cleaner lap at the moment. He's looking to get a better result, like he did last time. About both of the Toro Rossos did a pretty good job of time about both fighting with Ben in Austria, which was very, very good. And I wonder who they'll be fighting with this race. Now Ben is away. Maybe they could be fighting Warden or Greekmaster or even them themselves. But we don't want a Hamilton or Rosberg in our midst. So we're following him now as he goes through the penultimate corner into the straight there, seeing if he can set a lap time. It's looking pretty good so far. So a bit of a lock up there, but it's looking very, very clean as he goes for the start finish straight. Is he going to set a faster lap time? Let's see. He's 4th place, so not too bad. Catching up to Fens, Ryan and Warden there. So a very, very good lap time from him. But he is not, nope, he's not doing another lap time. So for him at the moment, looking at provisional P4 at this stage. So not too bad for Toro Rosso, showing that he's very, very consistent. here at this stage. So Warden and Ryan now on their outlaps at the moment. Everyone else on their outlaps, and I'm just seeing who else is and Neil, looks like Neil Cheatdome is on this faster lap at the moment, and our pole sitter is also on the faster lap at the moment. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. That's not going to help people who are already on their lap at the moment. I don't know who was binning it there, but maybe someone was locking up a little bit. But just riding on board then with Neil Cheatdome, is he looking to be very, very clean there. He's looking to be very high in the qualifying standings, look higher than 6th place, hopefully. But him in the midfield, he's looking to be very, very strong. Oh, what do we see there?
Chimchard completely dropped it into the final sector. He's ripped off the front right wheel there, which is very, very unfortunate for him at this late stage of the session there. And he's going to be no higher than P9. But I'm just on board actually with Fens as he's coming through that sector. So far, it seems like quite a tidy lap. Obviously, on his, could we call it debut? Could we call it a re-debut? I'm not really too sure.
Redo.
His return is probably the best way to describe it. But yeah, coming down in towards the final hairpin here, breaking down, as I said, just after the 100-meter board. Got to try and make sure that he just about clips the curb there. Very, very good run. Manages the traction on the exit. Is he going to improve up to the line? Yes, he does. A 130.6 there. A fantastic lap by him. And now this is certainly going to set a benchmark for Ryan as he is just coming through the second sector now. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from Ryan. Does not get anywhere near the apex where he really, really needed to there. So this is going to be very, very difficult. Once again, misses the apex there. So running a little bit wide through a couple of corners here. And this is already looking like a very, very messy lap from Ryan here as he comes up in towards sector 3 there, trying to manage the wheel spin as he comes up the hill, break it down now in through the next right-hander here, making sure coming down into these next couple of corners he doesn't lock the brakes, he doesn't run wide, because there is still a chance. We know how quick he really can be here as he comes out on to the back straight. There gets fantastic traction. Their drop bear has been disqualified from the session. Not too sure what that is all about, but as we come down in towards the final corner of this lap, Warden goes up into P2 of the session here. Is Ryan going to be able to improve? Is he going to be able to get pole to try and really, really take his stake on this championship day? Down towards the line. Does he? No, he only goes P2 there. He just misses out in the end by, I think, 1 or 2 tenths of a second. So Fens, on his return, I know he's been putting a lot of practice in for this, will take pole.
I'm actually very, very impressed. For a long time in a while, Ryan is not on pole position. So I think he's going to be under pressure from the Sauber and also Warden behind to make sure that he could possibly claim the championship there. But I presume that he's not that worried, because there's still a few more races to go after Malaysia, but he wants that sense of confidence, I think. So we got Fens on pole, we got Ryan in second, Warden in third place, Greek Master 99. Oh, the standings just went there, so we didn't see who finished where, but oh well, it was my fault there. But what a great qualifying, and it'll be an interesting race. Will Ryan crackle under the pressure, and will Fens make a good start to take the lead in the first lap on his return to AOR, which is going to be very, very exciting. Not many people get pole on their return to AOR. It's just amazing to see as well, and very, very impressed with the other drivers as well. Most of them improved on their times as well, so it will be interesting there. So a 30 lap, that's going to be good, and I am looking forward to seeing who's going to win this race today.
Yeah, going to be certainly a very, very interesting strategy. It's most likely it's probably going to be a one-stop for a lot of these guys, but there are a couple of drivers starting on the harder compound of tyres, as well as obviously everyone else. So the top 10 will have free choice as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what tyre strategies different people do go on. But we're almost ready then for the Malaysian Grand Prix. I think it's round 12 of the season here today. And make sure in the comments you leave who you think is going to win this race. It's a Sauber on pole. It's 5 lights here in Malaysia, and it lights out. And away we go. There seems that the top 3 all got off to very, very similar starts there. Greek Master just behind in the other Sauber, slipping down a very, very wide run down towards someone there. But Warden has a fantastic start from the second row. He's going to have a look down the inside in towards turn 1 there. Isfed is going to be able to hold it around the outside. It will move to the inside for turn 2 there. Warden does give him the room when really he didn't need to there. And Warden, a fantastic start there. Third to first there. Rain is going to move up into P3 there. So Ryan there has dropped down the order as well. They're down in towards P4. There is Fens. Oh, that's a very, very aggressive move. He sent Warden around. Well, half around there. He's just about been able to save that there and not too sure. You know, Fens with a huge, huge gamble at the very start of this race means that Rain is now up to P2 here. Ryan is now ahead of Warden there. And once again, the bad luck does strike Warden here. So frustrating for him. A little bit of an aggressive lunge by Fens. You know, I'm not too sure why he was risking that right at the start of this Grand Prix. But Jared now trying to look at the inside of Warden there. Oh, Jared kicks out the back end there. Warden is going to be able to get straight back past him as they come up the hill there. That corner really, really hard to try and get the traction on. Jared, though, not giving up on this place just yet. But Warden now moves back up into P4 here as Ryan is all over the back of Rain here as Fens needs to use this opportunity to try and pull away in the early stages of this Grand Prix there. But Jared now back past Warden as well. So fantastic little tussle between these two there, as I think that's Greek Master stepping right down the order there. He hasn't got damage that I can see, so clearly that was just a bit of a mistake as he came out on to the back straight there. But very, very unfortunate for him there, as we got a little bit battling just around the, the bottom of the top 10 here as we come out of the final corner onto lap 2 of this race. Fens already has a 2-second lead there, but Ryan is back up into P2 ahead of Rain as we got Jared and Warden still fighting as they come through the first couple of corners here, side by side out of turn 2 there, and Jared is just once again going to be able to hold on to that. And what a fantastic start to that race.
It is great to be back, and the drivers are not disappointing with these battles. It's absolutely incredible to see. They're putting on a show for us here this evening, whatever time of day you are at the moment. So Warden's just having some bad luck when it comes to starting at a good position and then dropping it down the order. He usually does best when he's actually down the order to begin with. And we got Chicane that just overtook Warden there. So Warden is dropping down the field there. So not a good start from him, but he's looking to dive and to overtake Chicane there. Looks like he's got to make it stick at the moment, but what a bad start from Warden. But hopefully he's looking to pick up the pace a little bit there to see if he can overtake Ryan and possibly take the championship further on. But we've got some close battles coming up as well. And Fens, again.
Chimchar.
Oh, Chimchar's gone wide again.
Sorry,
He's gone wide again. I don't know what happened.
Two cars have gone wide onto the second to last corner there. Iron Toucan and Chimchar both dropped it. I don't think either of them made any contact. I saw Chimchar dropped him by himself, so I can only assume that Iron Toucan did do the same there. But just really goes to show how much that second to last corner can really bite. Even with these much higher downforce cars, they were still losing the back end through there. As we've got Ho diving into the pits on the end of lap 2.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Ho. Probably got a bit of damage there. But he's going on to a set of medium tyres. So he's probably looking to stretch the stint a little bit just to see if he can catch up to the front runners. But already Ryan having a bad start, and then he recovered up into P2. So a great start from him. His championship hopes are looking alive at the moment. But I think Warden must have overtaken Chicane again, because Chicane has dropped down the field there. So Warden back up the order up into P5, looking to gain for lost time. But we've got Favolution and Iron Toucan having just a little bit of a battle there. But looks like Favolution had the place back, and Toucan is losing some positions. But we got a midfield battle of Drop Bear and Chimchar and Poms for the win there. So we've got a three-way battle for the midfield of the championship. This is going to be interesting to see how they do coming into the chicane right there. We have a few lockups there, but Chimchar is looking to capitalise from his mistakes. I'm not sure if he's pitted or not, but he's still looking very, very strong. It doesn't look like he's got a bit of damage at the moment, so he's looking fine. And he just had a little bit from the Haas there. I don't know what happened there from the Haas, but he's looking fine at the moment. But I think Poms for the win. It's under pressure from the Haas then of Drop Bear as he looks to overtake, but he didn't make the move stick, so he's looking fine at the moment. Poms for the win, looking a bit wide at the moment, but he is coming straight. DRS is now enabled this lap as Drop Bear is looking to take the position from Poms for the win. Can he do it? Oh, there was a bit of contact from Poms for the win there, but looks like Drop Bear is taking a position from Poms for the win up into P8 and is now chasing Greenmaster for the 7th spot. So what a great move from Drop Bear there. Absolutely fantastic. He is known to stretch his tyres to the limit there. And yeah, he is on the soft tyres. So he's one of the people. I think his soft strategy is going to pay off. I think for this race, like he did in Singapore as well, if I remember. He started on a different tyre compared to everybody else. So, what a move from Drop Bear, as I think Poms for the win is still under pressure, but this time from Chimchar, and Quicksilver is out of this race. I don't know what happened. Let me just see. Oh, he's gone into the pit, so another pit glitch there. He must have binned it.
Yeah.
He must have binned it in the pit. So, well, our first retiree of this race, not looking very good there, but oh, we got Poms for the win. Almost under pressure there, went a bit wide, but I think he's still got the position, but we've got Chimchar on the gearbox of Poms for the win now. Oh, this is getting very exciting. Don't forget, Chimchar is on the faster tyre, so he's in an advantage. But Poms for the win is on newer tyres. So who's going to have the advantage there? Is it Chimchar or is it Poms for the win? So as we go through the penultimate corner of Malaysia, then we're going to see who has the advantage coming up here. It looks like we got DRS open, but I think none of them are using it to their advantage at the moment. Looks like, oh, and as I was saying, is Chimchar going to dive in and take the position from Poms for the win? Let me just see. Yes, he does. He's up into P9, but Poms for the win is having none of that. He is getting the switch back. And, no, he's got the position back. So, Chimchar up into P9, but Chimchar not that far from Drop Bear. Chimchar's pace is looking really, really good at this stage. And midfield battles left, right, and centre here. Oh my god, this is getting very interesting.
There's certainly a lot of action. I think obviously we had a little bit of a mixed grid down towards the rear of the field, so everyone is trying to slot into the position. You know, their pace really is dropping. He's up 8 places after starting last in this race there, so a fantastic start for him. He's got through half of the field inside the first 5 laps there, so he couldn't have asked much of a better start there. The other big winners actually is still Poms. He's gone up 4 places off the start. Fevolution even up 2 places as well, and then LRT Chicane is also up from 11th to 6th place there. Jared is up 3 and Rain is up 2 there, and really the big loser is probably Warden, obviously after that fantastic start, then getting tagged by Fens in the early stages of the race, is down 2 places. Greekmaster as well. He was actually a lot further down the order now, so he has actually found his way back up just a few places, and then obviously HO, Neon Tridome, and this race as well.
Yes, so some big movers and some big shakers, so it is all to play for. And who's going to pit first? Fens will be, it'll be interesting to see how he does. He won't win the championship, obviously, because he started beforehand, but already his pace is looking good to show that he will do well in the F1 2018 game. As we've got a battle then for 11th place with Iron Toucan and Fevolution coming up here. Another Haas driver, so we've seen a lot of Haas drivers. And what were you saying?
No, I don't think I said anything.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so Fevolution just all over the back of Iron Toucan here. Once again, the Haas, as you said, locked in to battle with the other cars in this race as they come through the S section. Oh, Fevolution there, a little bit of oversteer. There's Iron Toucan actually makes a mistake as well. It can be so difficult around this circuit there as Iron Toucan actually runs massively wide through the double right-hander there and makes a bit of a mistake. That battle is over really before it has began there. He got a little bit of dirt on his tyres there, and unfortunately means that he has lost out on that position. So now Fevolution 8 seconds outside of the point series. We've got Greekmaster actually jumping LRT Chicane there. So Chicane has made a mistake down in towards the final, the second last corner even there. He's now got gravel on his tyres as well there, so that is very frustrating for him. It really just goes to show Malaysia, it will bite back very quickly on a lot of people. You know, a lot of people look at this track, They think, oh, it's very wide. There's not too much elevation change around it either, so it must be quite an easy track. But this one, a lot of it does have a lot of low grip. There's a lot of, sort of turning braking points, which kind of really unsettle the rear end there. It really just goes to show how much of a challenge this Malaysian Grand Prix circuit can really be. If you give it an inch, it will really bite back as well there. Now he's got drop there just within a second behind him as Poms for the win. Still on the back of Chimchar here. Red Bull, they really need to outscore Toro Rosso in this race. It's something we haven't really looked into so far today. Obviously, the main champion, the constructors' battle, Mercedes and the Ferraris, but Toro Rosso and Red Bull, obviously in real life, the sister team, sort of smaller team, and the bigger team, obviously from that group in Milton Keynes there. So yeah, Toro Rosso currently actually ahead of Red Bull in the constructors' standings by just 4 points. With 3 rounds to go, obviously excluding today's race. So certainly going to be one that I'm sure will go down to the wire in the final race of the season there. But both those teams will really want to be scoring as many points as they can.
Yes, constructors' battles are as much as important as the drivers. So I think they'll be working very well together to make sure they score some points there. But looking for Ferrari, Master Berserk not doing too good. So, looks like at the moment, not jinxing anything, looks like if Berserk needs to gain some places in order to make sure Ferrari still takes the championship battle. But at the moment, even without Ben not being it, looks like Mercedes could clinch it today. But you never know. And I think we got Warden in the pits. Yeah, we got Warden in the pits. So, I think he's playing the strategy game here just to be sure that he stretches his tyres a bit more, and I'm just going to see what tyre he has got in here. He is on the medium tyre, so look, I think he's not looking to pit anymore, and he's looking to stretch these to the end of this race. So yes, but I think we got Warden catching up to the battle with Iron Toucan and Fevolution. So maybe Warden can easily overtake them and they're looking for a mistake. He is almost in the back of Fevolution now. Was weaving a little bit there, but his tyres are a little bit cold. But Warden's tyres are newer, so I think Warden's made the job done on Fevolution there. He made it look easy. So less pressure from Iron Toucan then with that battle there. So Warden already up into P11 there with his medium tyres. And I think we got Fevolution on the Haas. Went a bit wide there, so it looks like Warden has gained a position back. So Warden, I think, is looking very strong at the moment with his medium tyres. So maybe the right strategy call for him, as everyone else, most of the top runners are on the super soft tyres apart from Drop Bear as well. Drop Bear already making up some positions at the moment. But Warden is 10 seconds behind Poms for the win there. But don't forget, Poms for the win hasn't pitted. So he is, I think, in under less pressure at the moment. But he's got to make sure that he races cleanly to make sure he's still in his championship fight. The other interesting battle we got is Jared and Greekmaster. Jared's pace is not too bad at the moment. No, not Jared and Greekmaster. The Toro Rossos. There we go. 2 Toro Rossos fighting again here in Malaysia. And we thought, who's going to battle the Toro Rossos today? And it's actually them themselves. So, yeah, we got Chimchar and Poms for the win battling as well. I think Chimchar is trying to defend quite nicely from Poms from the win there. And it's allowing Warden to close the gap up a little bit, as I think he's trying to make some moves done. But he is letting Chimchar through at this moment in time. So Chimchar up into 8th place. Drop Bear doing very well in 7th in the Haas there as well. So trying to make the mistake there as well. As we got a move, we almost had a move from Poms from the win there, but he went a little bit wide there. And I did see a little bit of debris from Poms from the win there, but it looks like he's doing a dive bomb. Let's see if he can make it stick. Oh, a bit of contact from Poms for the win and Chimchar. That was still quite a good move though. So I think Poms for the win has made it stick in 8th, but Chimchar, look, he's not giving up. He's on the faster tyre. This battle could go to the wire here, but it looks like Chimchar is struggling on his tyres. He's weaving everywhere. Oh nope, he is losing position at the moment. So looks like he will have to pit soon. And he's not, and Warden is catching up. Look, we can see Warden right behind Chimchar there. So Poms for the win. Right decision to pit when he did. Chimchar, maybe he stretched the tyres to his limit there, and he will probably have to pit soon. So looking good from there. But Iron Toucan still under pressure from Revolution there, going towards the penultimate corner there. So this is getting very, very tense at the moment. But Chimchar, yep, as I was saying, he's in the pit, so looks like his tyres did stretch out a little bit to the limit there. So not looking good from Chimchar, but Warden already creeping up the field there like he does there. So very, very good from Warden.
Yeah, I was actually just having a little bit of a look at the gap at the front. You know, something I haven't really talked about too much in this race, obviously, where there isn't any sort of, apart from obviously the two car rosters, there isn't any on-track battle at the moment. But Fens has actually pulled out that gap. Now, by the end of lap 1, obviously once the order had all sorted itself out, Fens had a 2-second lead over Ryan. That gap has now doubled all the way up to 4 seconds by lap 10 of this race there. And I must say, just from watching Ryan, he doesn't seem particularly in the rhythm at this stage of the race. I'm not too sure why, but he's missing apexes here and there, and Fen seems really, really settled in that Sauber car at this stage of the race. Now, whether that is just Ryan trying to save his tyres a little bit more, you know, try and potentially take him a little bit further in this race, go for a bit of a different strategy. Is there something going on? Fens is in the pits.
Yeah, Fens
That's what
in
I've
the
just
pits.
seen as well.
Yeah, so he is looking to play that strategy game then at the moment. So it looks like he is... Oh, I thought it was a stop-go penalty, but the Sauber team is right at the end there. So, yes, he's going on a set of mediums to look towards the end of this race. Let's see where he ends up going into the first... Oh, we got the Toro Rosso pitting. I think it was... No, it was Rain pitting as well. So he's fended in P6. So maybe he can possibly cut up the gap. He can catch up to the ones who haven't pitted yet and possibly take the lead of this race. And I think Iron Toucan is pitting as well. So we're starting to see the pit window come here as well. But I think Drop Bear will probably want to stretch his tyres a little bit more. I'm just thinking if he's struggling a little bit. No, he isn't. He is seen to be doing not too bad of a job. So maybe the soft tyre is working well for Drop Bear. So don't forget, he did start, I don't know where he started, but he did start from quite low down from last. And he's up into P5. So already looking like to be a good race for him. It looks like he's not expecting to win this race, but it looks like he will feel like a winner after possibly finishing that. But I'm not going to jinx anything, so I don't want any commentators curse or anything like that. So, yes, but I am expecting Warden and Jared to possibly pit pretty soon. But Warden does look like he's struggling. Not Warden. Ryan looks like he is struggling a little bit there. So maybe the pressure from not getting pole has probably fed him a little bit. Because he's used to dominating, and now he's having to defend off some other people like Jared. And Ryan and Jared then are in the pits. So I think Ryan has pitted first, and he's on the soft tyres. So can he do a 2-stop? But I think he's probably seen Drop Bear pit there, and he thinks that maybe the soft strategy could work. But that is interesting. So Ryan is down in P5 and is allowing Fens to go up into P3. So that is pretty good as well. So let me just check who has stopped. We got Fens is one of the lead runners who has stopped first. So we've got Drop Bear and Chicane who haven't stopped yet. So it looks like Fens will take the lead of this Grand Prix again then, which looks very, very good for him. Good strategy from him at the moment as he looks to take the medium tyres to the end of this race. And I don't know why Ryan has gone for the soft strategy. Maybe he wants the faster tyre, but you never know. I think Ryan is under a little bit of pressure this race and wants to get a little bit of speed, possibly get fastest lap of this race. He may think he doesn't want to win this race, but he's got to finish 7th to make sure he wins this championship. He is 5th at the moment, so looks like he's all right. If he stays in this position now, looks like he will claim this championship. So he's all right at the moment. So he doesn't have to win this race to claim this championship. He is fine at the moment, as long as Warden doesn't overtake him. So very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's always the thing for Ryan, you know. Although obviously he wants to do just what he needs to win the title, everyone, you know, people always say, "Oh, I just want to do enough to win it." Everyone always wants to win the race that wins them the title as well. There, but yeah, Fens has actually managed to get through the traffic quite well there, as well as you can actually just notice at the corner of my eye. A huge thank you to WOR Blazer Guns there once again with the £4 super chat. Thank you very much for supporting the AOR streams as well, buddy. So massive thank you for that. But yeah, talking once again about this race, Fens, he came to the pits with that 4-second lead. He's now got that up to, if we just have a quick look, 5.5 seconds now. So he's definitely gained in that pit stop window. And Ryan now, although he should be able to get those softs right through to the end of the race, he's probably got now between about now and lap 20 where he needs to get in front of Fens if he wants a chance to win this, because once they get over that point about halfway through this stint, those tyres will only get slower, and the mediums will probably be able to hang on just a little bit better as he's getting caught up behind Poms for the win here. Really not at an ideal place around this circuit. Is he going to be able to have a look? I don't think Alex really hold him up. You know, Alex is always one of those guys that keeps quite a cool head, you know, knows who he's battling, and yeah, he does slot in behind the Mercedes car there. So Ryan, he really does need to push over these next couple of laps as we move to the halfway stage of this race if he does want to go on to win this race.
Yes, Ryan has got to be a little bit more aware. I think he's catching up to Fens quite nicely, so Drop Bear hasn't pitted. So he is still in the title battle to win this race today. He wants to win this race to secure the championship, and that will be interesting. Warden is trying to catch up really well. He's doing not too bad, but he's got to gain some positions to make sure he retains the championship. So with Fens, a nice fastest lap, but I think Ryan seems to be increasing the pace there, probably due to his soft tyres there. So I think Ryan was struggling at the beginning of the race. He is slowly creeping back up quite nicely to his usual dominance form for the rest of the field there. So very, very, very good as well. So we're on lap 14 and Drop Bear's still on the soft tyres. So looking very good for Drop Bear. And I think Master Berserk is still on the soft tyres as well. So those two slowly creeping up the field and doing very well to make sure that their soft strategy lasts. So possibly if they pit later on, maybe they could go on a faster tyre, maybe the super softs. But I don't know. I'm not chief strategist here at AOR, so I don't know how it's going to work out. But we've got chicane under pressure from HO at the moment, and it looks like we've got HO gets the position done, but we got the switchback from chicane there in the McLaren. And it is very, very tense for those two guys. They're both under pressure. They want to score as much points as they can from the McLaren and Red Bull. And it looks like Chicane has got the move done. He is now up into 9th place and trying to catch up to Greek Masters. So, yes, very, very, very good call from Chicane there. Very, very good move. We'll try to keep up the battles as much as we can there. We've seen the battles here. All of the battles are very, very close indeed. And I think we've got Warden trying to make the move on Poms for the win going in there. And I think Poms for the win is not giving up. It's Warden, I think he doesn't want... he wants to score as much points as possible, but he wants to help his championship rivals. And we've got Jared in the mix as well. So Jared is looking to see if any of those two guys make a mistake. Jared has got to be careful though to not bump into any of those two guys, because they won't be happy bunnies. So I think Jared has made the move done on Poms for the win. Done very well. Can he do it on Warden? No, he can't, as he went a little bit wide there. But I don't know what happened with Warden there. Warden seemed to be going very slow. So I think it looks like Jared has made the move done very, very nicely there, as Jared is up into P4 there. So looking very, very good on his soft tyres at this stage. But Warden, very, very big mistake there as he went a little bit wide. Was a bit of pressure with Poms for the win and Jared there. And I think the gap is still quite close enough for Poms for the win to possibly make the move. So, yeah, I can see Warden very struggling at the moment. So, maybe he stretches his tyres a little bit to the limit at the moment. As we've got Chimchar down the field as well, trying to make the move done on Fabelution as well. So, very, very close indeed. So, yes, Fen's doing not too bad. 4.5 seconds, so already increasing the gap between him and Ryan. So, looking very, very good from his debut. Yellow flag in sector 2, so I don't know what happened there. But I think Iron Toucan's going a bit slow at the moment. But very interesting battles between the top 5 at the moment. They all want to do very well going into this race. We're almost at the halfway stage at the moment. I think we've gone past the halfway stage. But we've got Jared then. Oh, we've still got a freeway battle, and we're coming into turn 1. They both all got to use DRS. Is Warden going to make the move done? I'm just going to see that. Nope, he's not. He's staying in position at the moment. We've got Drop Bear closing in as well. Drop Bear is struggling a little bit on this soft tyres. He'll probably have to pit soon. Jared and Warden are on newer tyres. at the moment. See, they're looking very, very stronger than Drop Bear. So I think Jared is going to make the move done on Drop Bear. So Jared is up into P3, but I think Warden's overtaken Drop Bear as well. So yes, Drop Bear is very struggling at the moment, so he will probably have to pit soon. But Drop Bear was doing very well up until this point. But yes, he does look like he is decreasing his pace a little bit there. So already, so Fenn in P1, Ryan in P2, Jared in P3, looking very good for him, and Warden in P4. And I think Ryan needs to make sure that his pace increases to make sure that he can possibly get the win there. But he is gaining a few tenths a lap, so he is looking quite good. So he possibly can close up to Fenn's, closing up to the final few laps of the race.
Yeah, and I think that's something else we just need to touch upon for Jared as well, is the fact that this third place would be his first podium of the season. He has come fourth twice, he's come sixth 3 times as well there. So if he were to finally be able to get a podium in this championship, it'd be very, very good for him, as now Ryan sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's taken about a second and a half out of him in about the last sort of 2-3 laps, obviously, once they've been able to settle down through all the slower cars there. So he's doing a good job at this stage of the race. He's taken about between sort of 3 tenths and a half second a lap out of him at this stage of the races. So we could certainly be in for quite a tight battle towards the end of this race. The only sort of on-track battle I could see at the moment, though, is actually between Neon Tridome and Poms for the win. The Force Indians usually just on that cusp of the points, and they are currently 11th and 12th at this stage of the races. So it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, who does come out top once again between those two. That they've been so close throughout the entirety of this season. But obviously, still, you know, there's a little bit of a gap between all of the drivers there. As Iron Toucan actually jumps Fevolution there, as Fevolution is diving into the pit lane once again there. He doesn't have any front wing damage, so I think that is his one and only, it is his one and only pit stop of this race. So he is going to be down in P15 at this stage of the day. But something a little bit on the side of this race, obviously, for some of these guys, you know, they like to upload highlights after the races from these, you know, races. I personally do that as well, but you can now actually pick up an Elgato on Amazon. Prime Day is coming up on the 16th, so tomorrow, actually, from noon in the UK. And if you want to go pick up an Elgato, you can actually pick up a Camlink on sale, as well as a HD60S that will be on sale later on in the evening, as well as for the first time ever, the 4K 60 Pro will also be on sale on Amazon as well. So obviously, make sure you go check out Prime Day. There will be a link to all of Elgato's products down in our description, as we said at the start of the stream, and I would highly recommend using their products. I've personally got it myself. They are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Prime Day coming up tomorrow. Make sure you go check it out.
Yes, I've got one as well. I use it quite a lot for Xbox, and it just seems like it's very smooth capture, more than PC actually. So I use that quite a lot for streaming and highlights myself, and it is very good quality when I upload content to YouTube. So yeah, I strongly recommend. Oh, and Rain has spun a little bit going in. I think he's lost a bit of grip going into that chicane there. So going back to the race then, he is going a bit slow, and he's probably going to be under pressure from Greekmaster. So he gained position, but he lost a bit of contact there. So yes, not looking too good for him. But that's allowing Warden to slowly increase the pace then, as he's trying to catch up to his other teammate, legend Jared as well. So yes, Warden trying to catch up very well. Ryan is still looking in a very good position to possibly claim this championship, but he would want to win this race, because usually the best championships are usually ones who win the race on it. So we would want to win this race, but not much battles going on at the moment. But we will keep you informed as much as we can. But I think the only battle we've got is between Warden and Jared, getting the DRS open then, going into possibly turn 1. But I think Warden is a bit off the pace at the moment, so it looks like Jared is going to stay in position there. But Jared looking very strong this race. This will be his strongest position if he can stay out that long at the moment. And so will Fenn as well. So all of them looking very strong. But it's bad to see Master Berserk down the order as well in 13th. I don't know what's happening with him. Maybe his pace is not as strong as previous races. Maybe it's not his strongest track a little bit. But we've got Neil Treedome going into the pits there. I think it'll be his second stop. I don't know, or maybe his first stop. I will double check to see how many stops he's made. And no, it's his first stop, I think. So yes, he is pitting then. I don't know what happened. Maybe he got a bit of damage there, but no, but it's his second stop. Yeah, it's his second stop. So Master Berserk and Neil Tree Dome both on 2 stops, but slowly creeping up the field there.
I've done a little bit of a look, and if the race were to finish right now, Ryan would obviously win the Drivers' Championship, but it would also mean that Ferrari, I'm trying to actually do the maths right now, they would be exactly 129 points behind going into the final 3 rounds. So that means Mercedes obviously would only need to score 1 point. But if they didn't, if Ferrari got 3-1, well, they need 3 1-2s in a row,
yeah,
they'd actually both be tied on 1-2s as well, which would certainly be very, very interesting. So just have a little bit of look down the order. As we said, one is still really the only car that's all over the back, applying the pressure to someone else at this stage of the race. Ryan, just to give you a bit of an update, he's taken another second at Fens over these last couple of laps. So the gap now is below 3, so he is doing absolutely everything he possibly can at this stage of the day to close down that gap. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we saw him, hunt down for over half this race to come through to really, really fight for the win, fight for, well, obviously the World Championship anyway if he was fighting for the win, but obviously just really, really try and go out on a bang here. But just having a look, Rain still up in P5 after that little bit of an issue. Greek Master as well, doing quite well in P6 with LRT Chicane in that McLaren. Obviously, McLaren had quite a tough start to the season. He actually is yet to score a point so far in this championship, so he'll certainly be wanting to score a point today, obviously, in this race. He only came in a couple of weeks ago. He had a DNF and a P18 last week out at the Austrian Grand Prix, so he'll certainly want to, set off his points tally at this stage of the season there. HO just behind him in P8. Red Bull are really going to lose out a huge amount of points to Toro Rosso at this stage, as we've actually got a yellow flag out. I'm just trying to have a look who that was. It was Fevolution and Iron Toucan are once again locked in to battle here, as Iron Toucan has dropped it out of the final corner. Not a typical place you see drivers make mistakes, but yeah, he's now going to get out of the way of Fens, as well as Ryan's taking another half a second at Fens on that lap there, so he's really, really pushing for this race win. He really, really does want to claim this race victory here. He's got the quicker compounded tyres. He's got slightly fresher compounded tyres. But will they make it to the end with the pace that he needs? As Ryan, well, I'm interested to know what people think in the chat. Is he going to be able to come through to win this race? Let us know what you think down in the chat, as I said. But Jess, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, very hard question. It is very hard to call, but Ryan was setting fastest laps, left, right, and centre, and he's gaining a few tenths of a lap. I think he could just possibly do it, but it's all to play for. Ryan was struggling at the beginning of the race, but he's not letting the pressure go to him, and he is trying to catch up to Fens there. So I say it's going to be very, very close. It could be a close finish. So I'm not good. I can't call it. Anyone can win this race, but Ryan has won the last 3 races, so it would be good to see a new race winner. But again, it will also be nice for Ryan to win the race to secure his championship. But I can't really call it, but I think it'll be up to the viewers. I think. Who do you think will clinch this race win today? Let us know in the comments in the YouTube chat. That'll be interesting. We could have some interesting battles as well. But I think Walden is trying to close in onto Jared as going into the final straight then, but he is slowly gaining some pace as well, so very, very good. His bottle earlier on in the race is not letting him affect him, which I think is very important. If you bottle it at the beginning of the race, it can't affect the rest of the race. You've got to think what's happening now. That is what the drivers have got to think. They can't let their mistakes get to them. They got to concentrate, right, what have I got to do to gain positions and possibly score as much points as I can? And that is what Walden is doing right now at the moment. So we've seen a Haas going very slowly. I don't know who is going slowly, but I've just seen a Haas going...
That's Iron Toucan.
Yeah.
I think he's really struggling.
Yeah,
he's all over the place at the moment. I saw him letting through the top guys
Yeah.
as well. We've actually got a little bit bad. We've got Pons all over the back of HO here, so he's back up now into the point of the race, and he'll certainly be wanting to try and take home a few more points if he possibly can. They're all over the back of the Red Bull driver, and well, Red Bull, as we said, they've had quite a tough race out today. We've got HO, as I said, all the way down in 8th place here, and then if I try and look further down, we've also got, Chimchar just outside of the points, so it's certainly, well, as we said, they're going to lose a huge amount of points to Toro Rosso at this late stage of the season. Really not what they want to do there, but Poms for the win is all over the back of HO here on that set of the soft compound tyres here. He's looking very, very confident as they come through in towards the final sector here. HO's had a few issues coming down into this penultimate corner here. Is he going to have those issues once again? There tries to make sure you pretty much just got to try and straighten at the braking as much as possible. We've got yellow flag that. No, they've got to make him. We're all right. As Warden's into the pits. Why is that? He's coming to the pits onto a set of the super soft tyres even. He goes there right towards the end of this Grand Prix. So did he think those tyres weren't going to make it? I know he pit very, very early on to the set of the medium compounded tyres there, but I think he's just going to try and go for fastest lap in this Grand Prix. Enjoy the final few laps of the Malaysian Grand Prix and his title challenge once more.
Yes, I think it looks like his championship hopes is slowly fading away, and he just wants to gain a little bit of glory, even if it's not the glory that he wants this season. He wants to gain fastest lap there as much as possible. So I think that is what he's gonna do. But is it a mistake from him on his part, or did he make the right decision? Let us know in the comments, or will be interesting to see as well. We've got a few comments in the YouTube chat already. People are thinking that Ryan will have to get it done about lap 25 or 26, and then possibly his tyres will start wearing out, because don't forget, Ryan is on the soft tyre and Fenn is on the medium, so the soft tyres do wear out quicker than the medium. So that is what Lewis thinks at the moment. But yes, I think Poms has gone a bit of a few dive bombs this race as well, but he is doing it very cleanly there, as I think he's trying to catch up to HO in the Red Bull. So but Poms for the win is on some soft tyres, so the faster tyre could work for him, and he does just that. But HO's getting the switchback. It is anyone's game. Who's going to get the position? Looks like Poms for the win has gained the position. It's up into P8, but it is not over. HO is not giving up by the sound of things, as he's trying to make the move done as well. But I think we've seen Master Berserk then gaining some positions as well. I've seen earlier that Master Berserk at one point got fastest lap as well. So his pace is looking quite good. Even though he's lower down the field, his pace is looking pretty good to try and possibly gain a point. But he's 11 seconds down on drop bear, so it looks like he'll miss out a point only fractionally. So, but he is trying to improve on his pace to possibly get fastest lap as well. I think that's what a lot of people on the Super Softs are doing at the moment to try and stretch out the gap. But Fender and Ryan at 2.2 seconds. So Ryan's pace is incredible. This is probably going to go down to the wire there. I think Ryan's got to get it done in the next 2 laps to make sure that he gains the lead there. So it is all to play for Ryan. This is going to be very, very interesting. I've never seen Ryan under pressure here in the last few races. Usually he's the one that has been dominating, but now he is under pressure to make sure that can he win this race, or can Fenn take the win for his debut there. We will have to wait and see. I think that's the interesting battle as well. We got some close battles from midfield as well. Poms for the win, HO and Drop Bear as well. So if you're wondering what tyres people are on, because I think a few people we got Fenn on the mediums, we've got Ryan and Jared on the softs, we've got Rain and Greek Master on the mediums, Warden on the super softs, Chicane on the medium, Poms for the win on the softs, and we've got HO and Iron Toucan on the mediums, and everyone else and Chimchar on the mediums, and everyone else on the super softs. So that's the tyres there go. And Warden, yeah, he is going on for fastest lap, and he said 1:32.9, so good lap on him. He's looking for fastest lap, and he's doing so with pride here. He wants to get fastest lap for his Ferrari team, even if he might not get the championship. But I think the championship is wide open at the moment. It is not over for the constructors, I don't think, at this stage. Because if Master Berserk could gain a point, because I think Master Berserk is trying to gain some pace at the moment. But Ryan already 1.8 seconds, some good pace from Ryan. Time penalty for Iron Toucan, though, not looking too good. So Ryan is looking to make sure that Fenn could possibly make a mistake. But It's going to be ever so close. It is all to play for. I like these last lap battles. It's anyone's game.
It certainly is. And actually, just to talk about the constructors, Warden by pitting has actually completely thrown away Ferrari's, albeit incredibly slim chances of getting the constructors. If he had actually come P4 in this race, which he still could, albeit highly unlikely. I'll be impressed if he can close down 6 seconds in 2 laps, but obviously he's on a much softer compounded tyres. But yeah, if he had finished 4th, they would have been within just a very slim shot at the title. But unfortunately, now where he's down to 6th and Master Zuck still is not inside the points, they're not actually going to be able to gain enough. They're going to be 133, 131 points back going into the final 3 rounds of the season, which is actually not enough there. So very interesting that Warden, obviously, I think he sort of understood it's going to be highly unlikely they're going to be able to get those, enough constructors points. And, well, he'd have to hope that both Ryan and Ben did not score a single point in the final 3 rounds of the season. But yeah, considering both Mercedes before today had actually scored points in every single Grand Prix throughout the entirety of this season, it was going to be highly unlikely that was going to happen nonetheless. But yeah, Warden, it's going to be interesting to see as well if, depending on where he finishes this race, he could still close up to Ben. Well, he will close up to Ben in the Drivers' Championship here, but it's how many points? The gap going into this race, 16 points. Obviously, Ben will be scoring none from this race. If I'm not mistaken, he won't actually be here next week either at Japanese Grand Prix. So Warden has got a fantastic chance to still get P2 in the Drivers' Championship as he comes in towards the final couple of laps of this Grand Prix. But he really does need to be trying to maximise these opportunities that he's been gifted in these last couple of races of the season there, as Ryan has actually dropped a bit away from Fens as they move on into the penultimate lap of this race. They're now back up to nearly 3 seconds there, so clearly Ryan, he's tried his hardest, but those tyres are really starting to slip away from him.
Yep, it looks like he's struggling there. I think a few people were right that Ryan had to get it done in laps 25 and 26, and he didn't. So he's already dropping down the field at the moment. I was closely following whilst you were talking as well. Problems for the win and Chicane as well. Chicane doing not too bad as well, scoring some good points. Possibly scoring some good points as well. As Poms for the win, gaining some positions up as well. So them looking very promising indeed. As I think Chicane wants to try and make the move done, and he squeezes Poms for the win there. So very close between these drivers then. As I always seen Poms for the win gone a bit wide then. That's allowing Chicane then to defend from Poms for the win and gain that position there. So midfield battles are also important as well, because I like to see midfield battles, and also for the championship as well. They want to score as many points as possible, as we said. And we've got HO and Drop Bear also fighting as well. But it is going to be ever so close between these guys. But I think Warden's chance for a win here today is slipping away. It looks like he possibly won't get the win because he is struggling on his soft tyres. Maybe the soft tyres wasn't a good call for him. Maybe he should have gone on the mediums, and possibly that would have gone there. But as we were speaking then, Warden is trying to defend off Greekmaster. I think Warden is up into P5, so he could still get P4 and possibly still get the Ferrari Championship hopes alive. But unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to happen because Warden is 4 seconds behind. But we've got he's also under pressure from Greekmaster going into the final lap of this Grand Prix. Can Greekmaster make the move done and gain a position back as they went through the pit lane there? I think Poms for the win, gained a position back from Chicane there. But I think Warden is still going quite fast at the moment, and Greekmaster's pace is doing very well as well. So this is going to be extremely close indeed. And I'm just seeing what other battles we've got. Drop Bear trying to gain a position from HO, and it's going to be ever so close. Oh, and we got a bit of contact from Drop Bear and HO, but I think HO got the move done and is up into P9. But driver of the day, I think one of them has got to be Fens. His pace this race has been absolutely incredible. Yep, his pace.
Yeah, just coming down actually the final back straight of this race, down in towards the final corner of the Malaysian Grand Prix. He's coming through on his return to AOR. Last time he raced was hit last season down towards the line, and it's going to be a fantastic win from Fens there on his return. I'm not too sure whether Warden even is happy about the incident at the start, so it'll be interesting to see what does happen for that. Ryan, though, world champion once again here in our Oceania. Back-to-back titles. A fantastic job by him throughout the entirety of this season. And in the 12 rounds, 11 podiums, 8 wins. I don't think there was anyone that was really going to be able to stop him there. So a fantastic job by him throughout the season. DRC Jared as well gets his first podium of the championship. So certainly all of those three will be very, very happy there. Rain as well getting P4 there. A fantastic job by him. Warden did come through for P5 and really certainly decided to crash his car out over the start-finish line there. Greek Master will come through for P6 there as Poms down in P7 there. A fantastic job by the Force India there once again there. As LRT Chicane P8 dropped their 9th. Master Berserk was able to get 1 point at the end of that Grand Prix, which will actually mean that Ferrari even miss out on, well, they have no chance of winning it by just 1 point now. So even if they were able to get 3 1-2s, they still miss out on that by just 1 point there. Tridome does come through for P11 there as HO and Chimcha actually doing a bit of a Red Bull celebration over the line side by side for P12 and P13 there as Fevolution came through for P14 and Iron Toucan just coming down the final straight of this race there. But yeah, fantastic job by Fens. The victory by 5.5 seconds there. The stewards might have something to say about that first lap incident though between him and Warden there, which unfortunately cost Warden the chance of taking the Drivers' Championship any further there. But Ryan, once again, Drivers' Champion in AOR Oceania. Mercedes will wrap up the Constructors there as well, so certainly a very, very good Malaysian Grand Prix for that team there. And I think both him and Ben will be very, very happy with the efforts they put in throughout the entirety of this season. Going into this race, they had both scored points every single time there, but a fantastic job by everyone at that team, as well as everyone else in the race today, able to come through for a fantastic job in the end there. But Jess, who was your driver of the day then?
Oh, there was so many good calls at the moment, but I really don't know, because there were some very good battles there, but well done on his return to AOR to get a win there. Absolutely incredible. But also my driver of the day, due to the fact that he was gaining loads of positions, I think we got Poms for the win. We got Drop Bear, who's also gained positions as well. But I think Jared as well has got to be my driver of the day. His first podium in AOR this season, and he has done it in style. So absolutely from 7th place. So yeah, I think he's one of my 5 drivers of the day. But Fens taking the win there with Ryan in 2nd, Jared in 3rd, Rain in 4th, Warden in 5th. The Stewards' Inquiry probably could go and possibly could happen there with Greek Master in 6th, Poms for win in 7th, Chicane in 8th, Drop Bear in 9th, and Master Berserk rounding up the top 10. So 2 Ferrari points in this evening's race in Malaysia there. So all in all, a very good race to welcome back AOR F1 this week, and the Oceania drivers have not disappointed, have they, Matt?
No, certainly not once again. They're a fantastic job in the end by all of them. But that is going to do us for round 12 of the season. Going into next week at the Japanese Grand Prix, obviously, Ryan, there'll be nothing to play for him, so, you know, he might go for some interesting strategies. So hopefully we see a whole lot more action there as well. But yeah, huge thank you as well to everyone for coming out to the stream. We had, once again, well over 100 viewers there, so we can't thank everyone enough for the support once again. Make sure as well that you check out Elgato on Amazon Prime Day coming up tomorrow as well. Pick yourself a very, very good deal on capture cards and cam links. But that is going to do us for round 12 of the season. Hopefully we see everyone next time. Round 13, the Japanese Grand Prix.